let's start with our React functionality. We'll start our servers. So first I will start Redis. So I will write Redis server. Okay. And then we'll go to our code, and in the root folder I will start node server, and I will create one more terminal here. I will go inside the client folder, and here I will write npm start to start our React application. Okay. So now first in the client folder, I will go inside source, and here I will create one folder that will be utils, and inside this I will create one file that will be API endpoints.js. Okay, and here I will write all my endpoints. So let's say this is the base URL. So this is our login API, user list API, user API, chat API, check is offline, upload audio, upload image file. Okay, and I will create one more file. So that will be API request.js. Okay, so this file will hold all our requests like post, get, put, delete, those kind of requests. Okay, so for calling our API, we'll use Axios. So first I will install that library. Okay, so here in the client, directory only, I will write npm I Axios. Okay, so this is installed. We'll start writing our request, right? So we'll write import from Axios. So these are the four methods. Okay, so post, put, get, and delete. So this method is a async functions which will take URL and payload. By default, this will be empty object. So here we are doing await, and we'll calling axios.post that will take URL and payload. And in the response we are catching dot then response.data, and if any error is there, we'll just catch that error, and we are sending error is to error.response.data, and after that we'll return that data. So all these functions are pretty much same. So here also in put request we are taking URL and payload and doing the same thing. Get may we are just taking URL and everything pretty much same. And in delete also the same thing, right? And I will close that file. Okay, so now we'll start with our login. So this is our login page. Okay, so inside app.js, here I will write one method that will be const handle login. Okay, so this will be async function. This will take user data. This function will pass inside this prop. Okay, like this. And inside login component, here we'll write const user comma set user equals to use state. Okay, and here we'll take username and file. So we have to import use state from React. So on this form we'll write on submit, we'll take event, and here we'll call handle submit. On this file input we'll write on change. So here also we'll take event, and we'll write on file change. Okay, in this profile name input, here also we'll write on change. We'll take event, and we'll call handle name change, and we'll pass event here also. Okay, so now we have to create these methods. So on the top we'll create const handle submit. So this will take event, and here we'll write event.prevent default. So this will prevent page from refreshing, right? After that we'll call handle login, and it will take a user. And this method we already pass as a prop here, right? So you can get this method from here. Okay, now the second method will be handle name change. So const handle name change. So this will take event. Here we'll write set user, spread the user first, and then we'll pass name is to event dot target dot value. Okay. The third method will be const on file change. So this will also take one event. Here also we'll write set user and we'll spread the user first. Then we'll write file is to event dot target dot files and we'll take the first element from the files. So these methods are done. Now we'll go to app.js and here we are getting this user data, right? So we'll write const form data equals to new form data. So here we'll check if the file is available or not. So we'll write if user data dot file, and if file is there we'll write form data dot append. Okay, here we'll write profile image comma user data dot file comma user data dot file dot name. After that we'll write form data dot append. Here we'll write payload, then json dot stringify, and we'll pass name is to user data dot name. So then after this we have to call a API. So first we'll import that API. Okay. So here on the top we'll write import from util API endpoints. Okay. And here we need base URL comma login, and we have to import our request also. So we'll write import from, so utils and API request, and we'll take post request. Okay, and now here we'll write const response equals to await post request, and here we'll pass base URL and we'll concatenate with login, and after that we'll pass the form data. Okay, so when this API will give you the response, we have to first check if any error is there. So here on the top we'll write const error comma set error equals to use state. So by default it will be null, right? So we have to import use state here. So we'll write import use state from React. So now after this we'll write if response dot error, we'll set the error response dot error, and we'll write return false. And if there is no error, so we have to set the user object, right? So we'll create one more use state const user object comma set user object equals to use state, and that will be null for now, right? And here we'll write set user object response. We can console log this also, so we can test if this is working or not. So here we'll open the inspect console. Okay, so now I will upload one image, let's say user1, and I will write user1. Okay, so this will give you the response. So created at name, then profile image, session ID, and updated ID, and the ID, right? So that means this works. Okay, so now here instead of writing this true, so we can check user object and user object dot session ID, and the opposite of this. Okay, so if user object and user session object is not there, so that means user is not available. So go to the login page. If it's there, go to the application, right? So let's do it again. Okay, here I will write user1 again. So because here we set the user object, this one. So because of this condition, so now we successfully logged in, right? But the problem is if we refresh, okay, so again it will go to the login page because the user already logged in. So after refresh also it should persist, right? So what we can use here, we'll set this object inside the cookie. So for that we have to install one library. So that will be React cookie. We'll write npm I React cookie dash dash save. Okay, so this is installed. Now on the top, first we have to require this. So we'll write import use cookie from React cookie. Okay. So this use cookie. So here inside app, we'll write const cookies, comma set cookie, comma remove cookie. We'll write use cookie and we'll pass whatever name we want to give to our cookie, right? So in this case, we'll write WhatsApp clone. Okay. Here where we are initiating our use state for user object, right? We can write one function will return cookies dot user. So if anything is there inside our cookie, so it will set in the user object by default. So now here when we are setting this user object, so here we'll write set cookie, we'll write user comma response. So here we are setting our response to this user key. So now if you check, see by default when I refresh also, so it will not go to the login page. It will redirect to our main app. So if we go into application and if we go into cookie, so you can see here our user key is already set, right? So because of this, this state is maintaining its state, right? So if we remove this cookie, now if I refresh, so it will go to the login page. Okay, now if I again log in, let's say user 2, again this user cookie is created and it will persist this state, right? So if I refresh also, so it will not go to the login page. Okay, so this is done. So here we can write our logout function also. So we'll write const handle logout. Here we'll write remove cookie and we'll pass user, and we also set the user object to null. So this method we have to call from this logout button, right? And this is inside profile section. So we have to pass this method here, and inside profile section we'll get this method from here, and on this logout button we can call on click and we can call this method like this. So now if you click on this button, so the user will be logged out from the portal. Okay, now if you refresh, it will maintain its state because cookie doesn't exist right now. Some basic things first. So we need some reducers, some context and some helper functions. Okay, so inside our source, inside utils, so first I will create one helper.js. So here I will install moment npm I moment dash dash save. Okay, so here we'll import moment from moment and we'll write export const format date equals to, it will take timestamp. Okay, and here we'll just return moment, we'll pass timestamp dot calendar, and we'll write one more function export const short format time. This will also take timestamp. Okay, and it will return moment, it will take timestamp and will format in the form of HH is to mm and then A. Okay, so these functions will help us beautify our timestamp. So whenever we required to show any time anywhere, so we'll use these methods. So now we need reducers. Okay, so inside source I will create one folder, so that will be reducer, and inside this I will create first chats reducer .js. Okay, here I will write const chats reducer equals to state comma action. Then I will write let draft state equals to, I will just spread the state. Then I will write switch action dot type. Then we'll write some cases. So first case will be chats. So here I will write draft state equals to, I will spread the draft here, then comma, Then I will spread action dot payload. Then here I will simply return draft state. So next case will be reset chats. So here I will take draft state equals to action dot payload and I will return draft state and we'll take default. So this will simply return the state. So we'll export this chat reducer. Okay, so the next reducer, so this will be friends list reducer. We'll write const friends list reducer equals to state comma action. Let draft state equals to spread the state. Okay, we'll write some switch cases. We'll write our first case, that will be friends. We'll take draft state equals to action dot payload and we'll return the draft state. So next case will be new friend. So here we'll write draft state equals to one object. Here we'll spread the draft state. Then we'll take session ID as a key. So we'll write action dot payload dot session ID and the value will be action dot payload. And here we'll simply return draft state. Next case will be recent message. So in this case, we'll write if draft state action dot payload dot sender ID. If this is there, then we'll write draft state action dot payload dot sender ID. Then we'll pass recent message here equals to one object. So here we'll write time is to action dot payload dot time and we'll write message is to action dot payload dot message. So we'll write one more if condition, that will be draft state. We'll take action dot payload dot receiver ID. So if this is there, then we'll write draft state action dot payload dot receiver ID. We'll set recent message here and we'll create one object. We'll write time is to action dot payload dot time and message is to action dot payload dot message. Okay, and after this we'll simply return draft state. Then we'll write one default case. So in this we'll just simply return our state. We will export this reducer. This reducer is also complete. We need one more reducer. So that will be message list reducer. Okay, here we'll write const message list reducer equals to, we'll take state comma action. We'll write let draft state equals to, then we'll create a copy of a state. Then we'll write some switch cases. So the first case will be message list. So here we'll write draft state equals to action dot payload and we'll just return a draft state. So next case will be a new message. So here we'll write draft state equals to one object. Here we'll spread and draft state and we'll spread our action dot payload. Then we'll just simply return draft state. Then we'll write our default state. Here we'll just return state. We'll export this message list reducer. So our reducers are done. So now we have to create some context also. So I will create one folder context. Inside this, I will create auth context. And inside auth context, I will import React from React. I will write const auth context equals to react dot create context and I will export default auth context. Same way I will create one more socket context. Here also I will write import react from react const socket context equals to react dot create context, then export default socket context. So this is also done. So inside app.js, I will import auth context from context auth context, and this auth context, so I will wrap this div with the auth context provider. So I will write auth context dot provider, okay, like this, and I will just cut this end part and I will paste it here, okay. And here we can pass one value, and that value will be user object. So with the help of this auth context dot provider, so now we have access for this user object inside this entire div, right? We can go inside profile section, and here we'll write import auth context from, so this context auth context, okay. And here we will write const user object equals to use context, and we can pass this auth context, and this use context we have to import from react like this, okay. So now this user object we can use to populate the user related things here, right? So we can take out profile image and the name from user object, and this profile image we can actually pass here, okay. And we can replace the text with the name variable, right? If you log in, here we'll write user1, okay. So now you can see the image here and user1 here. So this is coming from that user object, this one. So coming back to app.js, so I think now it's time to set up our socket in the front end. So first I will install socket.io npm I socket.io hyphen client dash dash save. Okay, it's done, right? So now here we have to import this. So we'll write import io from socket.io hyphen client, and after this we'll write const socket equals to io.connect. Here we'll pass the URL, the connection URL, that will be http:/localhost. So the port will be 2000, and here we'll pass some configuration. So now we have this socket, okay. We can import socket context from context and socket context here. So in the same way, here we can write socket context dot provider, and we can close here. Here we can pass value equals to socket. So this will give a socket object inside this app, and for this app.js we can use directly this socket variable, okay, and that's also fine. So inside our handle login, so after set user object, we can write join user, and we can pass response here. And this join user, we can write one function. So we'll write const join user equals to, it will take user data. So here we'll write let init data equals to object created at, will take user data dot created at, name will be user data dot name, profile image, so this will be user data dot profile image, and session id, this will be user data dot session id, updated at, this will be user data dot updated at, and finally underscore id, user data dot underscore id. After this we'll write socket dot emit, we'll pass the event name that will be join user, we'll pass the init data, and here callback method, okay. And here we'll just write console.log user joined, okay. So now if you go to the browser, And if I log out and log in again, so let's say user 3, okay. Okay, so there is some problem. You should see that message. So this user joined, right? Okay, so now we'll go back to our app, the backend, and we'll open the socket manager.js. So here, this is the event, right? We are using in the front end, and this is the callback. So this callback we are using in the error condition, but we are not using in a positive condition, right? So we have to use this callback here also, like this. Save the file, restart the node server. Okay. Now if you go back here, refresh the page and log out and log in again. So let's say user 4. So you should see this message, right? User joined. Okay. And in the backend also, you will see new user joined. So this is coming from here, right? I will close this file. Okay, now come back to the front end. So this is working fine. We have to do some socket.on also. We'll do it now only. So we'll write socket.on, and this event will be receive message, and here we'll get the data. And once we get the data, for now we'll just console log the data. And we have to write one more socket.on. So this will be user typing, and here also we'll do the same thing. Okay, for now we are just console log. Here inside receive message, we'll write update recent message. We'll pass data here. This function will write here const update recent message equals to data, and here we'll dispatch some action. So this will update recent messages. So first we'll import the reducer. Okay, here we'll write import friend list reducer from reducer, and this reducer here we have to write const, then we'll write friend list and friend list dispatch, then we'll write use reducer. Okay, and here we'll pass that friends list reducer which we imported here. Okay, and we'll pass one initial state also. So like this, and this initial state we have to create here. So on the top here we'll write const initial state equals to one empty object. So now this thing is ready to use. Okay, so inside update recent message, so here we'll write friends list dispatch, and here we'll pass type, so that will be recent message, and here we can pass payload, and that will be data. And after this we can create one use state on the top here. So this will be recent message, so const recent message comma set recent message equals to use state, and that will be empty object. And this we can use here after this update recent message. So here we can write set recent message and we'll pass data. And in user typing also we can write update recent message and we'll write data. So this thing is done. So inside handle login, user joins, right? We have to get the friend list also. So let's say other users are also joining from other computers or other systems, right? So we have to get that friend list. So here, I'm sorry, okay, I think spelling is wrong. 1 second. Okay, here, so the spelling was wrong, right? So these friends we have to get when the user logs in. Okay, so here inside this handle login, so I will just remove these empty spaces. So here we'll write get friends list and we'll pass response here. And now we have to create this method. So here we'll create const get friends list equals to async function, pass user data here. So here we'll write const response equals to await get request. So I think we didn't import it that right now. So after this post request we can import get request also. And here in the endpoints, right, user list. So now here we can write get request, and here we can pass base URL, and we can concatenate with user list. And here after this we can write user data dot session id. Now we'll check if there is any error or not. So if response dot error, if error is there, we'll write set error. Here we can pass response dot error and we'll do return false. Okay, if there is no error, right, so we'll write friends list dispatch, and here we'll pass type, so that will be friends. And then we can write payload is to response. So whenever any user comes online and offline, right, so that thing also we have to get from socket events. Okay, so for that purpose we can write one function and we can call that function here. So online and offline users, we can write the method online offline user, and here we can write socket dot on. We can pass the event new online user, so it will give you data. And here we'll write friend list dispatch, we'll write type, so that will be new friend. Okay, here we'll pass payload is to data. So now we have to capture our recent online friend also. So for that we can create one more use state. So after this we can write const recent online friend comma set recent online friend equals to use state, so that will be one object. And this one set recent online friend, and we can pass data. So now we have to get the new offline user also. So we'll write socket dot on. So this will be new offline user. We'll get the data. So now we have to create one more use state. So that will capture recent offline user. So we can just copy paste this, and instead of online, we'll write offline. And here we'll write set recent offline friend and we'll pass the data. This whole thing runs when you logged in, right? When you like log out and log in again. But when the page refresh, right? So that time also we have to call our join user function and get friend list, right? So whenever you refresh the page also, then also the whole thing refreshes, right? So for that purpose, here on the top, so here you can write use effect. So this use effect will call only once. Whenever you refresh, it will call if user object is there and user object dot session id is there. So here we can write join user and we'll pass the user object. So this user object is coming from cookie, right? And we'll call that get friend list method also, and we can pass user object. So now if everything is okay, I'm sorry, we have to import use effect. So here on the top we have to import use effect. So now let's check it again. So now you will see the friend list. If I go to the network, so whenever you are refreshing, so this API hits and it will give you all users, right? So this is working fine. Okay, so now inside our JSX chat card listing, we can pass our friend list. And now inside friend list, here inside our JSX, after this div, right? So we can write object dot keys friend list dot map. Okay, here we'll get the key. We have to get this friend list from our props, right? So now inside this, we can actually copy everything or we can move everything here. I will just format my page. Okay, so inside our image container, okay, right after this, we'll take friend list then key dot profile image, and if profile image is available, then we can move this image here, and if it's not available, call one icon here. So we'll write font awesome icon, class name will be icon block, and icon, so this will be fa user, and this we have to get from here also, fa user. Oh, I'm sorry. So this thing we have to move here, right? Okay, so this thing is done. Okay, so I will just console log this friend list here. Okay, and here we have to pass friend list, then key dot profile image, right? So here in this title section, friend list key dot name, okay, and in description, so here we can write one method that will be renders recent message, and inside this we can pass friend list, then key, and this method we can write here on the top. So here we'll take data, let message equals to empty string if data dot recent message and data dot recent message dot message, if this is available. Inside we'll write one nested if, so if data dot recent message dot type is equals to message, then message variable is equals to data dot recent message dot value. Else if data dot recent message dot type is equals to file, then we'll write message equals to media shared. So one more else if. So here if the type is typing, okay, so if user is only typing, he's not sending a message but he's just typing, so that time we have to write message equals to, then we'll write one I, okay, like this. We'll write style, and here we'll write color is to some gray color, and here we'll write typing, and then else we'll just write message equals to empty string. And for this outer if, we'll write else, again message equals to empty string, and here we'll just simply return message. I think we don't need this also, I'm sorry for this. So now we already called this method here, and for this time we can write friend list key dot recent message. If recent message is available, then we'll write friend list key dot recent message dot time. I'm sorry guys, so I got the mistake, so it should be just normal bracket, right? So here also, so now if we check here, so here we got the friend list, right? So this error is I think we have to give one unique key, so let's give that key now. So here inside this div we'll write key, so that will be key, so this error should go now. Okay, so now there is no error, right? For this time, right, so we already created one helper function, so let's import that from helper. It will be inside utils helper, and inside here we'll take short format time, right, like this, and here we can pass this thing inside this method, right, this helper function. So whenever we get that recent time, so it will actually format, right? So I think this card listing is also done for now. If anything is there, we'll come back here. So again in app.js, we'll move to this chat section. In this component, we'll write update recent message. So that will be update recent message, and we'll pass recent message. We'll pass recent online friend and recent offline friend. So now inside chat section, so we'll take these things from props. So we'll take update recent message, then recent online friend, and recent offline friend. Okay. So one thing we can do first is, so whenever you click on these cards, right, then inside our URL you have to get that the session ID or the user ID, whatever you want to say, that unique ID for that particular user, right? So for that, inside our app here, first we can import our router. Somewhere here we can import React Router DOM. So we'll import browser router as router and switch and route, right? And then after this app, we can write router, and this thing will close somewhere here inside this. Okay, and inside router for this right side, okay, here we'll write switch, and we have to close this here, and inside switch we'll write route, and this we have to close somewhere here. I will just format the document. So now inside route we can pass path, that will be slash is to id. For this thing to work, so inside our card listing we have to import navlinks. So import from React Router DOM. So I just realized I never installed this library. I'm just using this, right? So let's install this. So npm I React Router DOM dash dash save. Okay, so this is installed, right? So now here we can import navlink, and this navlink we have to use. So here we can write navlink, okay, and this navlink we can close somewhere here. So I will just format the document. Actually, we can move this key inside the navlink, because now the navlink is the immediate child of this loop, right? So it should come here, and we can give class name. This class name will be note card, okay. Then we'll write to, and that will be forward slash, then we'll pass key. So some underlines are coming, right? So to remove that underlines, we can go to index.css, and here we can write just a, and text decoration, so this will be none, right? So now if you go here, so underline is not coming. If you click here, so now you can see we are appending this session ID here, right? If you click here, so this is changing. So now all these users are unique, right? Okay. So moving forward, I will just close these files. So inside chat section, so first I will just take the user object. So const user object equals to use context. We have to import auth context, right? And this auth context we can pass here. So same goes to socket. So we have to import a socket context also. And same thing here, we can write socket, and here we can pass socket context. So now after this we'll write some use state. So that will be error comma set error. So use state, and these things we have to import from here. So import use state from React, and use context also. Then we'll create one const is chat loading comma set chat loading equals to use state. So by default it will be false. Okay. So we need our chat reducer also. So we'll just import that thing, and here we'll write const chats comma chats dispatch. Okay, and we'll write use reducer. So we have to import that thing here. Okay, here we can pass chat reducer comma a initial state, right? So here on the top we have to create one initial state, so something like this, and we have to pass that initial state here. Okay, and then we'll write const params equals to use params. Okay, so this use params we'll get from React Router DOM. Okay, like this, right? And after this we'll write const param id equals to param.id. So this thing will give you this unique ID, right? This one, this ID. Okay, now we'll write use effect. So here inside this, we'll write two methods. One is get friend info, and second method will be get chat. Okay, and third thing, whenever the component will unmount, right? So we'll use this chat dispatch. So here we'll write type reset chat, and we'll write payload. So that will be empty array. And this use effect will run whenever that param ID change. So param ID, right? So first I will create this get friend info. Okay. So I will write const get friend info. So this will be async function, and I will create this method also. So I will write const get chats. So this will also async function. Okay. So now we need this use effect also. So here we have to import this from React. So whenever user clicks on this these cards, right, and the URL is changing, so this param ID is changing, right? So that time this use effect will run, this one, okay, and that time it will get the information of the friend. So that means whenever you are clicking on user 1 or maybe user 2, so this page will get the information of this user, right? So this method is for that. And this method get chats, okay, so this will give you the previous message of that user, right? Whenever you are clicking on any user, let's say user 3, those history chats will get load whenever you are changing the page. So that this get chat method will do that thing. And whenever you are like unmounting that component, okay, for any reason, I don't know, so that time we'll just reset everything, reset chat, and it will reset to empty array. Okay, so let's create these two methods first. So inside get friend info, we'll write const response equals to await, and here we'll write get request. We have to import this get request on the top, right here. So we'll just write import post request and get request from util and API request, and I will get some endpoints also. So base URL, chats, user, check is offline, right? So these kind of endpoints we need for this component. Okay, here, so we get the get request. We'll write base URL, we'll concatenate with user, okay, forward slash, then we'll pass param ID. This param ID we are getting from here, this one, right? And then same thing, we'll just check if any error is there or not. So we'll write response dot error. If error is there, we'll just write set error, and we'll pass response dot error, and we'll write return false. If there is no error, we'll call one more API. So that will be user offline response equals to await. So we are just checking if user is offline or not, right? So we'll write check if user offline. Here we'll pass response. So this method we'll create here. So we'll write const check if user offline, and this will be async function. So here we'll write const response equals to await. So get request, and here we'll pass base URL. We'll concatenate with check is offline, and here we'll pass param ID. Okay. So now same thing, if we get any error, we'll just set error response dot error and return false. If there is no error, we'll just return the response, right? So now we get the response in this user offline res, and here we'll write let user availability is equals to object. So is online is to true, and if user offline res, if this is true, right? So that time we'll write user availability dot is online equals to false. So this will decide if the user is online or offline. Okay, and we will write user availability the updated at, so we'll just update the time also. So we'll write user offline rest dot time. Okay, here we'll create one more use state. So that will be friend info. Okay. So friend info, comma set friend info use state, right? By default, it will be empty object. After this, we'll just spread the response. So we are spreading this response, right? And after this, we'll spread the user availability. So I think this thing is also done. So now let's move to get chat. So here we'll write const response equals to await post request. Inside this, we'll write base URL and we'll concatenate with chats. And here we'll pass a sender ID. So this will be user object dot session ID and receiver ID. So receiver ID will be param ID. Okay. I will just format the document. If any error is there, we'll just catch that error and set into this set error. And if there is no error, we'll write chat dispatch, then type is to chats, and we'll pass payload is to response. And here we'll write set chat loading. So this will be true, right? Here it should be comma. Okay. Okay, so after this, we'll write couple of more use effects. So I will write use effect. I will write if is chat loading and resend message and param id is equals to resent message dot sender id. So here I will write chats dispatch. I will write type, then chats, and the payload will be resent message. And this will only run when resent message dot time will change. Okay. I will write one more use effect. Here I will write if param id is equals to recent online friend dot session id. So then we'll write set friend info. Here I will spread the friend info first, comma is online is to true. Okay. This use effect will only run when recent online friend will change. Okay. Just copy this only. We have to write the use effect for offline user also. Okay, so instead of online, I will just change to offline. So this will also set the friend info and is online will become false. Okay, and after this, we have to do updated at. So this will become recent offline friend dot time. I will just format the document again. So this is also done. So now we need two more methods. So the first function will be send message. So it will take value, comma type, comma theme. Here I will write socket dot emit, and here the event name will be send message, and inside here I will write sender ID user object dot session ID. So receiver ID, so this will be param ID, message will be value, and type will be the type which is coming from here. Okay, and theme is also theme, right? Like this. And here we'll get the callback to CB data. So here we'll write update recent message. So we'll take CB data here and we'll write chat dispatch. We'll take type chats. Okay, and payload. So this will be CB data. Okay. After this method, we'll create one more method. So that will be send typing. Whenever user is typing, right? So this method will trigger. So all these things will make sense in a while, right? So here I will write socket dot emit. We'll take user hyphen typing. We'll write sender ID. So is to user object dot session ID. We'll write receiver ID is to param ID, and message will be value. And here also CB data. This is a callback method. And here we'll not do anything, maybe console log, but this console log will irritate you because whenever user is typing, he will hit any key, so this console log will trigger, right? So I will just write typing, but I will comment this console log also, because this will for sure like irritates you. Okay. So this method is also done. So now we'll go to our JSX. So here inside chat header, we'll write friend info equals to friend info, and we'll go inside chat header. We'll take that friend info here, and here we'll write const equals to friend info, and inside here we'll take is online, then profile image, then name, and updated at. Okay, so first inside image container, we'll write one condition. If profile image is there, okay, we'll move this image here, and if profile image is not there, okay, so then we'll write font awesome, class name will be icon block, okay, and icon, this will be fa user, and here we'll write name. So if name is there, we'll write name, else empty string. So here in the description we'll write is online. So if this is true, we'll write online, else we'll write last seen updated at. So if updated at is there, then we'll write updated at, else we'll give the empty string. Okay, and for this updated at, so we have to import our library function. So we'll write import util helper, and here we'll write format date, and this format date we can pass here. So this will format our date. So I think this is also done. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot this also. So instead of this source, so we have to write profile image. So now if we go here, if you click on user 2, so see this icon is coming here and user 2 is coming, and he's online right now. Okay, if you click on user 3, so this is coming, right? So this is working perfectly. So I think this is also done. So let's close this. So now we'll move to our chats, this section, right? So here we have to pass session ID. So this will become param ID. Friend name equals to friend info dot name. Okay. The last thing will be chats. So chats equals to chats. Okay. I'll just format it again. So let's go inside this chat component. So here I will just take those things from the props, right? So I will take session ID, friend name, and chats. So here I will install one more library, React scroll to bottom, npm I React scroll to bottom dash dash save. And here also we'll import that library, and we'll import that helper function also to format our date. And here after this return, we'll write scroll to bottom, and the class name will be chat section. Scroll to bottom here. We can remove this div, right? So after this, we'll write chats dot map. Here we'll take the chat. Okay. Okay, we can delete one chat, right? And now we can move this div inside here. Okay. And here we have to write key chat dot underscore id. And for this class name, so here we have to write a condition. Okay. Chat, then if session id is equals to chat dot sender id, then I will write you, else I will write me. And here friend name, and here we'll write chat dot message, and here we'll write short format time. So this is a method from our helper, right? We'll pass chat dot time. So this thing is also done. Our third component, this chat form, we'll write send message equals to send message. So second one is send typing equals to send typing. So we'll go inside this component. So we'll take these method from the prop. So one is send message comma, send typing. Okay, so here we'll write const message comma set message equals to use state empty string. Okay, so this use state we have to import from React. So second thing we need is recording. So we'll write record comma set record use state false by default. Okay, so here we'll create some methods. So first method will be handle change. So we'll take event. Here we'll write set message. So we'll write event dot target dot value. Okay, second is send typing. So here we'll write value is to e dot target dot value. Then the type. So this will be typing and theme will be text. Okay, so this is a text message. Okay, second method will be handle send. So here also we'll take event and here we'll write if e dot key is equals to enter. So that means whenever we are hitting enter, right, we'll write set message. We'll setting the message to empty, right, and we'll write send message. So here we'll write value is to e dot target dot value, type is to message, theme, so this will be text. So now here inside our input, okay, here, so we'll write value, so this will be message. Okay, on change, so here we'll take event and we'll write handle change and we'll pass that event. Okay, next will be on key press, so here also we'll take event and we'll write handle send and we'll pass event. I will just format the document. So it should work. So let's try this. So I will just click on user 2. Okay. So in chats, so again here it should be a normal bracket, right? Okay. So this is fixed. Okay, so I got some error in the app, right? So first we'll go to the app, our backend, right here inside app, inside controller, and for this get user chat we never send the response. So here we have to write res dot status 200 dot send and chats. Okay, so this is first error. Okay, now we have to restart the server also. So here we'll just restart the server. So I will close this file also. And the second one is inside chat.js, when we are loading this chat.message, we have a type also, right? On the basis of type, we'll render the message. So here we'll create one method, a render message. We'll pass chat message inside that. So now we'll create this method here, const render message. So it will take message. Here we'll write, if the message type is file, then again we'll check if message dot theme is equals to audio, then we'll just return audio tag and here we'll write src. So this will be message dot value. Okay, else if message dot theme is equals to image, so here we'll write return image tag src message dot value. So here we have to pass style also. So we'll write style, width will be 100 px. Okay, so this will be small image. So I'm just returning message dot value. Okay, so the messages are already loading, right? So if I just like write new message, so the new message will be here. Okay, and you can see that message is here also and the time also, right? and the user is online. So now everything is taking place. So I think this file is also done. Okay, now for these uploading file and recording the audio, right? The voice chat. So now we'll go to the chat form. So here we have our attachment, right? This one. Okay, so now here we'll create one div, and inside this div we'll move this font icon, and for this div we'll give one class name, so that will be file share, and here we'll create one input and type will be file, and we'll write one on change method. We'll take event and we'll call one method that will be on file change, and here we'll pass that event. Okay, so now we need this function, so we'll write const on file change. So this will be async function, it will take event. Here we'll write let file path, so this will be await. We'll call one method that will be image file upload, and here we'll pass event dot target dot files, and we'll take the first element from that. So now let's create this method, const image file upload. So this will be async function, we'll take file, and here we'll write const form data. So this will be new form data, then form data dot append. So we'll take image message and we'll pass file and file dot name. And now we have to do the request, right? So on the top, so here we'll import the post request and some endpoints, right? So we need base URL, upload audio, upload image file. Okay, so now here I will format the file. So now we'll write const response equals to await. We'll write post request, and here we'll pass base URL and upload image file. After this we'll pass form data. Okay, here we'll just return response, and here we get the response in the file path, and here we can write send message. We'll take value, so this will be file path comma type, so this will be file, and theme will be image. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so this is looking like this right now. So when we click here and we'll upload one file, so you can see this file, right? So this is broken right now, so let's fix this. Okay, so I did one more mistake here. So here inside helper.js, right? So here this is the method for image file upload. So instead of profile image we'll write image message. Okay, so this should same as this one, right? So what we are sending from front end, so this should match, right? So we'll go to controller.js and we'll check where is the upload image. So this is the upload image. Okay, so here we are creating that path, right? So this is a base path, then this is a port. Okay, so if we open our .env, so here we can see port is in capital letters, right? But here we pass in a small letter, and here also it's wrong, right? So we'll write like this port, and here also port. Okay, I will just recheck after our base URL, base path and port. So there should be one, this is2 symbol, right? This one, like this. Okay, so again we'll restart the node server. Okay, now again we'll check one more time. Now it's working. Yeah, so now whenever we are uploading any file, right, you can see that file here, right? And just for information, so this file is actually saving inside our upload folder. Okay, this one. So you can see attachment, and we can see those files here, right? Okay, so I think we can close these file for now. Okay, so here, so image upload is done, right? Okay, so now we have to fix this CSS also. So we already created that class name here. So now we can open the SAS file, right? I think somewhere here, file share, we can pass position relative. Then we'll take input, we'll take width. So this will be 25 px, height will be 30 px, okay? Opacity, so this will be 0. Position absolute, so left will be 15 px. Then z index, so this will be 1, okay? And cursor is to pointer. So now if you check, so now that thing is gone, and if you click on this button only, so you can upload the images, right? So this is cool, right? Okay, so now we'll work on this voice chat. So for this, I will close this file. So for this, we need to install one library, and the name of the library is React Mic, right? So we'll write npm I React Mic dash dash save. And we have to import that library here also on the top. And inside our JSX, so after this input, right? So here we can write React Mic, okay? And here we can pass some properties. So we'll write record. So this will be record. On stop. So this will be on stop. On data, we'll write on data. And visual settings, so we can create some frequency bar. So you can check this library. So there are a lot of cool features, right? We'll give one class name so we can like style this thing, right? So here I will give sound wave. So we can give stroke color. So this will be hash 999. And background color, so this will be white. Echo cancellation, true. So channel count, so this will be 2, right? So I think this is like stereo and mono, right? That kind of thing. Okay. So on the top, somewhere here, so I will create the first method. So that will be start recording. So here I will just write set record. So this will be true. Second method will be stop recording. Okay, here I will just copy this only and make it false. Then we'll create the third method, that will be on data. So whenever recording is going on, here you can find all the blob data for that audio. Inside here you can pass recorded blob, console log. So after this we can create on stop. So this will be async function, and here also you will get a recorded blob. Let file path, so it will be await audio file upload. I missed that equals to symbol, and here I will pass recorded blob. And now we have to create this function. So const audio file upload, so this will be async function. We'll take the file, and here I will write const form data equals to new form data dot append, and here I will just pass track file dot blob. So after this we'll write const url equals to, so we'll pass base url, and we'll concatenate with upload audio. We'll write let response equals to await post request, and here we'll pass url comma form data, and here we'll just simply return response. So now because of this return response, we'll get the file path url here, and here we'll just write send message, and we'll write value, this will be file path, type will be file, and theme, so this will be audio. So I think this is also done. Now here we have to write a condition because whenever recording is going on, right? So we have to give some kind of effect. So we can write record. When record is true, so we'll take this icon and pass it here. We can pass active. So because recording is going on, right? So we'll pass active, and here we'll write on click stop recording, and we'll pass else, and here we'll write on click and we'll pass start recording, and everything else is fine, right? So I will just format the document. So I think this is also done. Okay, so we have a class sound wave. We have to give some styling for this. So I think on the top of file share we can write a sound wave. So we'll write position absolute, width will be 50 px and height will be 20 px, and we'll write 60 px. Okay, so something like this. So now let's try this one. Okay, here we are missing controls. Okay, like this one. Let's check it again. Okay, let's record it again. Hi, so this is very awesome feature, right? This is an awesome feature, right? Okay, so I think this is also done. So now I think we have to do one more thing here. So for this friend name, we can write if session ID is equals to chat dot sender ID. So if this is true, then here we can pass this friend name, else we can write null. Okay, so I will open one incognito window, right? So I will open localhost 3000, and here I will upload one file. Let's upload this one, and here I will write my name Akshay. Okay, and join. So here you can see Akshay is already joined and lot of users are there, right? And here the old tab, right? Here you can see Akshay is already joined. Okay, so now if you click on Akshay and if you send the message hi Akshay, okay, so now you can see user 3 send the message to Akshay, right? And it's saying hi Akshay. Okay, when you click here it will show you this message. Okay, so from here you can reply hi user 3, how are you? So you can see the message here also, and if you check here it's coming here. So now let's send the images. This image, so it's coming here, and if you check this user it's coming here. And let's try the audio message. Hello, so just checking if it's working or not. So it's going here and it's going here also. Hello, so just checking if it's working or not. Okay, so it's working fine, right? Okay, so today I did lot of mistake, guys. So here in the chat section, so where we created these two use effect, right? For recent online friend and recent offline friend. So instead of writing sender ID, so this should be session ID. Okay, so I guess now it should fix that issue. So now if I just close this window, right? And here you can see I last seen today at 1:24 a.m., right? If I again open that window, and now if you see it is showing online, right? So this is working fine. I hope you will like this video. I did a lot of mistake today. I don't know because I think it's late at night. Okay, so it's almost 1:25 a.m. Just forgive me for this thing. I will try to improve in the future videos. So I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching this.